We know that she made the Schwift.
Did you just coin a new term?
Maybe.
Is that what it's called when someone becomes a Swiftie for the first time? You made the Schwift? So make the Schwift. Be a Taylor Swift fan. This wine is good. Welcome back to the Adventurous Spirit Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody.
We are here celebrating another amazing year of life and wishing all of you another amazing year ahead. That's right. Let the thingies flop.
Fly.
What are these called? Do these have official names?
I call them doohickeys.
Doohickeys. So grab your New Year's doohickeys because it's almost the end of 2023.
Can you believe that?
We're going to do it again. 2024. What's in store? We are your hosts. I am Chris Raboyne, and this across from me is my New Year's resolution every year. My beautiful wife, Noelle.
Hello, hello.
Our family has spent the last 2 years traveling the United States as nomads, meaning we never stay in one place for too long, experiencing as much as possible and learning along the way that change doesn't equal failure and different does not equal wrong. And we call that embracing your
Adventurous spirit.
Aw. So you could say that we are your coast-to-coast ghost host with the most.
That's right.
I like it. We're sticking to it. No one else is claiming that title. We're so glad you tuned in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on wherever you like to consume your podcast because we are bringing you a brand new episode every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
That's right.
Can you believe that?
I can now. So join the family, embrace your adventurous spirit, and follow along. You can follow us on social media at The Adventurous Spirit, and of course over on YouTube so you can see just how fashionable we can be. You're looking real sparkly for New Year's there.
Thank you. Thank you. Getting
like
a little dolled up, dressed up, and you're looking mighty fine over there in your little Twilight shirt.
Well, you said wear a sparkly shirt, so.
Oh my gosh. Is that really why? I had no idea that was why you picked that shirt to wear today.
It's the skin of a killer, Bella. Technically speaking, my shirt sparkles more than yours.
I mean, touche with that one. Touche.
All jokes aside, though, Team Jacob for life. Am I right?
I think we have to be. I used to be Team Edward, but I've been swayed. I think we're just Team Taylor Lautner.
I think now that we're finding out what a great guy Taylor Lautner is,
yeah,
when he was with Taylor
and
Swift.
he's now known as Taylor Swift's best ex. So,
which is kind of a cool title.
It's like an amazing thing.
I feel like in retrospect, you're like, yeah, I'm the coolest one.
So we're celebrating early because we're not going out on New Year's Eve this year, and
hell no.
Honestly, we haven't the last couple of years. But fortunately, thanks to our friends at Juggernaut, we still have some bottles to pop.
Do we?
We do.
We got some good stuff.
We have some amazing stuff, and these are some of the coolest wine bottles.
I do have to say they are the manliest looking bottles of wines I've ever seen, so I'm kind of excited about
I'm really
that.
excited. So I think we should pop a bottle open now so that we can start drinking.
Is that what they call it nowadays?
I don't know. We got to check in with Keith. Never mind.
Open up. What are we going to do first? Which one?
I'm a red wine girl all the way. So I'm going to open their Hillside Cabernet because I do love a good cab. And it has the awesome lion on it. Our other options are a Chardonnay that has the shark on it.
So cool.
And a Pinot Noir that has like the badass eagle on it.
I'm also a red wine girl, so please.
Oh, okay, red wine girl. I said wet wine girl.
Either way.
Ooh.
Oh.
Just the presentation all together. Like Juggernaut's already killing it.
Fierce, ferocious, but fruity. You want me to do it?
Yeah.
I gotcha. Heyo.
Popping bottles.
Popping bottles. You say when?
That's good. That's good. Do you like my glass? So it's from Alani Nutrition, this cute little holiday glass. It says Holly Jolly Energy. Feeling really fancy.
Mine is from the kitchen. It's a all-purpose glass.
Cheers.
Cheers. And Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.
Do you have to smell it before you're supposed to like get your brain ready for it? Is that what it is? Oh, that is good.
This is a great cab.
As sort of an oaky afterbirth. We have yet another special edition show lined up for you, which is unwrapping the final gift of this holiday season.
What is it?
Looking back at the last year of life.
Aw.
2023, baby.
That's right.
We got some all new segments for you as well. Noelle, what do we have in store from today?
Yeah, we have an amazing show lined up for you and so much to celebrate on today's show. We're staying hip with Casey and talking all about the word of the year.
Surprise, surprise. It's a word that we're not good at talking about. It's for the youngins.
Don't know what it means.
Stay tuned for that. We'll try to figure it out for you.
Then we head to a brand new segment,
What?
Locals Only.
Yeah.
A segment where we take you along our latest local restaurant find in the area we're currently staying at. I took Chris out on one of the most romantic dates we have ever been on, so you're not going to want to miss this. And yes, I took Chris out on a date.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You asked me out, and I cleared my schedule and said, sure, let's go.
That's what happened. Oh, man. And are you ready for this? Another brand new segment.
Oh,
It's
my gosh.
wild. Are we there yet? A segment dedicated to providing you useful travel information for a place in the world we have on our family's personal bucket list that we
Yes.
plan to check off in 2024. And finally, we're ending the show today by getting a little witchy, the part of the show where I share with you a holistic health tip that will help support your mind, body, and spirit.
Nice.
But first,
What?
do you smell that?
Sorry.
It's not what I was talking about.
No. Oh, okay. Well, proceed.
What's burning?
What's burning?
What's burning? The part of the show where we cover hot topics and burning questions. And today we're going to be talking about the top 11 most visited cities in the U.S. in 2023. And of course, the Times Person of the Year, Taylor freaking Swift. Okay?
Yeah, if there's one person on everybody's mind this year, it's Taylor. And rightfully so, right?
It's Tay-Tay.
I feel like she deserves all the awards, all the recognition, just for
Amen.
being her. We are newfound Swifties.
We became Swifties this year.
We saw the light this year. We went and saw the Eras Tour movie
We
in
did.
theaters, and that converted us, man.
It did. It was kind
I
of a
had
big
no
deal
idea.
too. I didn't have any clue whatsoever. It was just out of pure curiosity that I wanted to go see it because of how much I had heard about it and people just going nuts over this concert. And then lo and behold, hey, guess what? You too can go see it at your local movie theater. So I was just like, dang, I kind of want to go.
I had a great time watching it in theaters. I can't imagine what it was like for people in the stands, you know?
Yeah, we shared not too long ago the moment that we became Swifties, and that was all. I mean, it was very candid. It was very much the truth.
The real deal.
I had only ever really known about Taylor Swift. Obviously, she's been this great, famous songwriter, performer, started with country. We know that she made the Schwift. I
Did you just coin a new term?
Maybe.
Is that what it's called when someone becomes a Swiftie for the first time?
You
made the
Schwift?
Schwift? So make the Schwift. Be a Taylor Swift fan. This wine is good.
Taylor Swift is a projector.
Ah,
And a projector is part of the human design. If you haven't heard of the human design, it's based off of your birth date, like astrology is, and puts you into like a class or a type of person. And obviously, the rabbit hole just starts from there. It's insane, but you can
there's
be...
some telltale signs of why she is the way she is.
Well, yes, being a projector, because I'm a projector myself, so just toot my own horn over here.
I'll say. Hey.
All projectors unite, but as a projector, you just have the natural gift of vision. You have the natural gift to know what something's going to be like and how people are going to feel. Projectors are also kind of like natural empaths. So she truly is thinking about the experience of every single person out there. And she wants that experience to feel good because she can feel that experience just as much as she can feel hers.
Now she's got a full-on like empire going.
Because the only thing you can take from a projector is notes.
Ooh,
So
that's sassy.
that's right.
All right. So what's burning? Obviously, Taylor Swift is always burning.
She's always burning. But yeah, let's move into the top 11 most visited places in the
America.
United States.
Yeah, we're keeping it domestic.
In 2023, this is where people went. Coming in at number 1, Athens, Georgia.
Yeah. Number one place.
Number 1 place.
Athens, Georgia.
I guess so. We haven't been, so we don't have personal experience to necessarily say.
We drove through Georgia once, but it was pretty much a let's get out of here situation.
Right.
But beautiful, green.
I mean, the pictures look great. It's a college town. Number 2, I have heard of Chattanooga. Am I saying that right?
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. And Tennessee is amazing. We have like barely scratched the surface of what there is to experience there.
Tennessee is like, okay, I get why people are going there. And Chattanooga just sounds fun to say.
It's true.
I would go there just to get a
t-shirt,
a postcard or a t-shirt. I was going to say postcard, but that t-shirt makes more sense.
Souvenir.
That Chattanooga swag, you know what I'm saying?
Gorgeous, though. It looks absolutely beautiful. I would definitely love to add this to our 2024 bucket list. And coming in at number 3, Colorado Springs, Colorado, which we have been to before. And so I am surprised to see this as one of the most visited cities.
It's a question mark.
Yeah, Colorado Springs.
Colorado as a state is beautiful.
Great.
Great
Nothing
skiing,
bad to say about Colorado.
Awesome. The Rockies, they're right there. But Colorado Springs sounds a lot prettier than it is. It's kind of a place that you just kind of drive through again.
I can see how it would end up on here because it's such a, I think, a travel like epicenter to get to other places of Colorado.
It's a hub.
It's a hub, but I feel like that's got to be the only reason for it to be on here. There's not a whole lot to write home about Colorado Springs itself. And that's where Casey got his bike stolen.
Yeah, last time we were there, we were victim of a crime. So Colorado Springs,
Thanks,
bro.
Colorado Springs. All right, number 4 is Encinitas, California.
Yeah, that's close to home. We're from SoCal, so we get that.
We get it.
Encinitas is pretty close to San Diego, right?
Yeah, close to San Diego.
It's a
That's
beach
where I was
town.
Surfing,
Surfing, all that good stuff.
I actually learned to surf too, not too far from here at Pacific Beach in California, not too far from Encinitas.
There you go.
So totally see why it's on there. Cali, SoCal, gotta represent. Number 5 is Hocking Hills,
Hocking
Ohio, which
Hills.
I've never heard of. I'm gonna look this up right now because,
Whoa, this is Ohio? What?
oh my gosh,
Does everyone live in a treehouse there or what?
this is gorgeous.
All I see is caves and waterfalls and awesome looking houses on stilts.
It looks like the Shire. Take me to Hocking Hills.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm seriously adding this to our bucket list for 2024.
Okay. I see you, Ohio.
I see you, Ohio.
I'll hawk some hills over there.
Dang. Next on the list is Kanab, Utah.
Kanab,
and we
Utah.
have been there.
Yeah, we've been close. Kanab, Utah, I think is close to.
It's right outside of Zion.
It's just a great place to be outside. That's the
That's a great way to put
the
it.
best way I can say it. It's
Yes,
like there's
it
no
is.
better outside than Zion.
Agreed.
And Kanab looks like it's just no arguments on why people are going there. It's
No
awesome.
arguments. That's amazing.
Great place to shoot a mountain bike commercial or something.
Coming in next on the list is Marathon, Florida, which is in the Florida Keys.
Florida is a hit and miss. You are either having a great time or a really
worst
weird
time.
time in Florida.
Yeah.
Marathon looks like a great time though.
It looks great. All I'm trying to say is like if I'm going to a place like this, like I'm not going to be in the United States. And I'm not
Take
gonna
me a
be in
little bit
Florida.
farther and take me to the Bahamas.
That's right. Now we're talking.
But this is if you want to drive somewhere, it's right at the bottom there, huh? Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, it's
Right at the bottom of the
very bottom.
Keys.
So it's a little bit south of something. Right next on the list, and if it's not pronounced this way, it should be. But Okefenokee National Wildlife Refuge, again in Georgia.
Georgia, the only state that appeared on this list twice,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
which kind of blows my mind a little bit. Okefenokee. How are you saying
I
it?
hope it's pronounced Okefenokee.
Okefenokee.
Okefenokee. I would go there just for the t-shirt again.
See, okay, so this is your swamp paradise. If you are a swamp person,
You're trying to get that southern
if you love that
Everglades.
deep south,
You're trying to get swampy with it.
trying to get swampy.
You're trying to see a gator and then probably eat one later. go here.
Okie Finoki.
Okie Finoki.
Got you covered.
No jokey. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with the swamp life.
But I'm okay.
Been there, done that.
Page, Arizona, which has been on my bucket list for some time now.
Dude.
If you know, you know. Lake Powell.
Oh, is that where that is?
Yes.
Don't sleep on the Southwest, you guys.
We're loving it.
We're in New Mexico for a reason right now for wintertime because it's nice here.
It's freaking nice here.
And Page, Arizona is that's where that what's that place called?
Horseshoe Bend.
Horseshoe Bend.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any cooler picture to take?
Lake freaking Powell. All right, number 10 is Riverhead, New York.
New York is somewhere we have not been to. I want to go to New York City, obviously, but I just feel like it has to be the right time, the right place.
Because it gets so built up. It's one of those places where I got a googly eye in my hand. I was like this.
I have a question. Why?
Stick around for why. Kate's Craft Corner is why.
Okay.
It's gonna get messy around here and fun and googly. When do I go to New York? How do I go to New York? What should I do in New York?
So maybe we should go to Riverhead.
So let's go
instead.
to Riverhead, New York. Sounds great. All right, wrapping up this list. St. Albans, West Virginia.
Ooh.
Which just by a quick Google search right now, because I've never been, I'm kind of wondering why. Oh, I see. Because, okay, it's right outside of Charleston. This makes more sense to me. I feel like people are probably traveling to St. Albans, but they're there in order to like visit the Charleston area.
Charleston's so popular that St. Albans is popular by default.
By default, I mean, I don't know for sure, but that's just from a quick Google search, look up St. Albans, West Virginia.
Happy anniversary, honey. I got you tickets to your favorite place. We're finally going. St. Albans, West Virginia.
Babe,
Pack
you
your
did
bags.
it.
Pack your best swimsuit. We're going.
Wow.
Whatever.
All right. Well, that concludes the top 11 most visited cities in the United States, according to Forbes. So if you've been to any of the top 11 most visited cities in the United States in 2023, leave a comment. Let us know where you went. Was it worth it? And does it deserve to be on the list? You tell us. Now it's time for our brand new segment, Locals Only.
Locals only.
The part of the show where we share with you our recent local restaurant find in the place that we're staying at, which is Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we went out on one of the most romantic dates we have ever been on. I took Chris to the 10-3 restaurant, which is a very unique restaurant because it sits at the top of a mountain.
Yeah, you're not going to drive by this place on accident. The only way to get up there is by gondola, or what they call a tram.
10-3 is a fine dining restaurant at the peak of this mountain.
So fine.
And getting there, you can ride the Sandia Peak Tramway.
Yeah, you just walk in and you wait for the next gondola to show up and you just get on and you go. Instantly, like a breathtaking view. It's just awesome.
I had a hard time.
You were a little scared.
I was not expecting to be scared at all because I was just so excited. I was ready to get there. I just hopped on that tram. But then it was like all of a sudden I realized I'm suspended in air on wires. But it's beautiful. You are traveling up, though, very high. You get up to over 10,000 feet.
Bring a jacket. It was pretty cold up there.
Especially if you're going to go in December.
And it is a ski resort. But the view, once you get to the top, that view is like, whoa.
It's jaw-dropping.
I mean, you can see basically the entire state of New Mexico. I feel like we could see the curvature of the earth.
It really felt like you could see the curvature of the earth being at that high of elevation.
Oh my gosh, it was so nice.
You're like above, you're in the clouds and you can see all of the peaks and the city below you.
For anyone who's wondering why we would possibly want to spend winter in Albuquerque, New Mexico, this is why.
This is part of the reason why.
Because this is right next door. So what did you think about the restaurant, though?
So the restaurant was so freaking nice. We got there
fancy.
again. Having the reservation was amazing because we walked up and it was like, hey, just for two. And we were like, yeah. And they were like, do you have reservations? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, what's your name? And I was like, Noel.
He was like, right this way. We've been expecting you.
Yeah, we've been expecting you.
Here,
like,
have a seat at the bar
right
while
on.
we get your table ready.
So then we sat at the bar and ordered the best alcoholic beverages I think I've ever had. You had this amazing like butterbeer.
Nice little butter brewski.
Amazing. I had this cocktail called the Feldspar, which required a little bit of magic. Once they pour the liquor in, this like purple drink turns bright pink.
Yeah.
And they do that because, I don't know if you've noticed, but right before sunset, about 5 o'clock, we have this perfect view from where we're staying of the Sandia Mountains, and they glow pink. And that is because of potassium. Basically, when potassium is exposed to UV light, it glows this like pink color. So that's the name of the mineral, feldspar. And so this whole cocktail was like built around it. Loved it, felt super bougie. And then they came and got us from the bar and was like, your table's ready. Walked us over to our table. Front row seat to the best sunset we've ever freaking seen.
You're looking literally over the entire city of Albuquerque and beyond. It's like,
and beyond.
I felt like Mufasa was going to start telling me about that
Everything
shadowy
the light
place over there.
touches.
Because I could see everything the light was touching. It was nuts.
Yeah, so it's just already like, and then right behind me, there's like a cozy little fireplace. We haven't even talked about the food yet. Okay.
Dude.
Then they bring us, the bread, the free bread that you get, salt that was made out of bone marrow. The appetizer gets served. We got an elk. You're going to have to help me with this.
It was elk carpaccio. So it was like thinly sliced elk on top of this like fancy
Bruschetta
bread
type
with
bread.
other weird colored things. I don't know what they were, but all I know is that we ate the entire plate because it was so good.
So freaking good.
When you go to a place that fancy, you don't ask questions. You don't try to pronounce things. You just say,
I want that.
if they say this is good, you go, yeah, okay. And you get it.
Yes, please. And then you ordered the ribeye, delicious looking ribeye. I got this amazing pear salad with this then vegetarian dish that was like potatoes, asparagus, and quinoa.
Dinner and a show, it felt like. We got to see the city at night, all the twinkly, sparkly city lights.
City lights.
Yeah, and then the gondola ride down is like super dark, and
I felt like I was just like floating in darkness. You can't see how high you are. You can't see the wires above you, and all you see is like the beautiful city glow. Oh yes, this is now my new life.
if that's not a hidden gem in Albuquerque, I don't know what is. You can get real fancy out here.
Fancy AF.
So that was fun. So thanks for taking me on that date.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
I had the best time. I also had the hottest date. So thank you. You right there. Yep. You. Thank you for being the hottest date that could have taken me up that mountaintop.
Hey, you're welcome.
All right. Let's go over to Staying Hip with Casey and find out what the word of the year is in 2023 and what it really means.
Welcome back to Staying Hip with Casey. How you doing, dude?
Good. How about you?
Well, we've got some more problems. It's going to be the end of the year coming up. We're winding down 2023. And I was looking at the word of the year according to Oxford's the dictionary, you know. So the official word of the year for this year is Riz. That's another word that has eluded me a little bit. I need some help. Learning what the word Riz is. How would you use Riz in a sentence? Like, what is Riz to you?
Riz to me is kind of like it's a way of getting a girl to go on a date with you or something like that.
Oh, so it's specific to like romantic. Riz is really short for charisma, right? Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
It's short for charisma as someone's ability to attract another person through style, charm, and attractiveness. In my generation, we called that game. Does anybody, no one
Game?
uses that word anymore, huh?
No.
Okay, so Riz is just, it's short for charisma. People my age would call that you have game. Like, dude, that guy's got game. That guy's got Riz. Talking about the same stuff here, right?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, all right. You want to know what the word of the year was when I was 12 years old? The word of the year, according to Oxford, when I was 12 was Y2K.
I've heard of that actually.
You've heard Y2K.
Y2K.
Do you know what that is?
No, I just heard of it before.
Sit down, my son. Let me tell you a tale. Y2K. So that was the year 1999 when I was 12. This really shows you how new the internet was when I was your age.
Yeah.
Y2K stands for the year 2000. Y2K. Y2K, 2000, right? The reason why it became a term, Y2K, was that everybody thought that once the year switched from 1999 to 2000, that it was going to basically shut down all computers. Like we had just started figuring out how to like run banking systems. And the thought was that once the date on a lot of these programs changes from 99 to 2000, it was going to like shut down everything. On midnight, January 1st, 2000, the world was going to end.
That sounds so stupid.
Yeah, looking back,
What were your family doing?
1999. I was at my best friend's house. We were outside skateboarding when 12 o'clock hit. And I remember having the thought, I wonder if, because again, in 1999, like a home computer, there was no smartphones. Like the internet was not cool to a kid like me. It was kind of like, if all the computers are going to crash. Oh, well. Like I didn't care. So I was just outside skateboarding with my friend at midnight because we thought that would be cool. Crazy times. And that was only 24 years ago. We all thought the world was going to end. Would you say that your dad has some Riz?
If you have a Riz line.
Do I have any Riz lines?
Just like a pickup line that you would say is good and maybe we could call it a Riz line. Are you searching up Riz lines?
I need some help, man. I'm trying to use the internet for good things. Here's a good one. Hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but my phone must be broken because it doesn't seem to have your number in it.
Yeah.
That's a good Riz line?
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
pretty cool. Like the worst Riz line that you can do is like you fall in front of a girl and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I fell for you.
Oh, like, excuse me, miss, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Like that? Is that something that
Maybe.
even that one's dated? Oh my gosh. All right. So I think we understand Riz. I'm probably not ever going to be able to use it without sounding even
Weird.
older. So that's you guys can keep that one. I'll keep swag.
Swag.
I'll keep working on my swag. Nobody uses swag anymore, huh? Dang it. All right. All right. Well, thanks for that enlightenment.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
we'll see what crazy words come up next year, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
You guys keep inventing them. I'm going to keep not understanding them.
So hold on to your hats and glasses, ladies and gentlemen, but can you believe that we have another brand new segment lined up for you guys today? Are we there yet? The segment where we give you useful travel tips for a place in the world that's on our family's personal bucket list that we plan on checking off this year in 2024. So are we there yet? We are bringing you guys to Thailand today.
We want to go to Thailand.
Badly.
It seems nice.
It seems really nice. So we're going to give you a few reasons why and give you some useful travel tips to get you to some of the best parties hosted in Thailand.
Parties, huh?
Parties. And we are talking about not just any party, but a party that happens once a month every time the moon shines full.
Sounds like a riddle.
We're talking about full moon parties that happen on the island of Koh Phangan in Thailand.
Yeah, apparently that's a big deal, right?
It's a huge deal.
People go nuts over
It's
this
like
stuff.
if you're in the United States and if you've been to any kind of a rave or like used to be an EDC goer, I was going to EDC, but this is like EDC on steroids. I want to go to a full moon freaking party, okay?
EDC for werewolves
That's right.
and college people
That's where I want to be.
and neon paint.
Interestingly enough, I've actually been to this island before in 2015.
You did go there
However,
once.
I did not get to visit during the time of the full moon. So it's something I definitely want to check off my bucket list, but this time bringing you and the family along with me.
Yeah, we're definitely not taking the kids to one of these parties.
I mean, they'll stay at whatever place we're staying at there, and you and I will definitely be going to this. But either way, I really want to take the family to Thailand. But here's why. Thailand is actually very cost efficient if you're somebody traveling there from the United States. Your dollar goes a really long way. And when I say a long way, I mean like 34 times more than what it does here.
So a dollar is worth 34
34 Thai baht.
Thai baht?
Thai baht. BAHT. It's like 34.61 or something per dollar. When I visited Koh Phangan in 2015, I visited there for 8 days, and I think I brought $800 with me total.
Yeah, which is not a lot for like a major vacation.
It was a major vacation.
I was thinking that you were going to be needing some more for sure.
But I just had $800 in my pocket, and I lived like a freaking queen. Like, I did whatever I wanted. I ate whatever I wanted. I drank whatever I wanted. I got a tattoo, and I came home with money. I forget how much I came home with, but
I think
it was
you
like
made a few bucks.
Probably did.
Yeah, the culture just seems cool there. Like, people are just naturally nice.
They're very welcoming.
Even with a language barrier, people know how to communicate over there.
They do. I spent a lot of time learning as much Thai as I could before my trip in 2015. So I was able to know the just travel info, asking the questions, saying, please, saying thank you. And they were just very, very receptive to you even being a participant and trying to communicate. And most of them do speak English. But again, as much as you really try to immerse yourself in their culture, they are willing to help you. Just some of the most welcoming places that I've ever been.
So we're trying to go there as soon as possible. So maybe you should come with us.
ASAP. I think this is going to become one of our locals only segments in the near future. So stay tuned.
We could do an episode from Thailand.
We could do that.
We'll bring you along. It'll be great.
Oh my gosh. Are we planning this? Are we doing this?
Whoa. Let's get through the new year.
Okay, there is one more honorable mention I want to say, though, about Thailand and in Koh Phangan specifically, is that this is an amazing part of the world to go scuba diving in. It was my first and only time, but something I really, really want to do again. It was breathtaking, jaw-dropping, eye-opening, and this for sure is an experience that I want to have alongside you and the kids.
No arguments there. I will jump in.
So are we there yet? Not yet, but we definitely plan to be. And now, finally, to close out the show, it's time to get a little witchy. Ooh. The part of the show where I share with you a simple and holistic health tip that will help support your mind, body, and of course, spirit.
You're our little hippie.
I've been a registered nurse for the last 7 years. I have my bachelor's degree in nursing. I'm a self-taught yogi. I'm a neuro-linguistic practitioner, a licensed hypnotherapist, and a certified coach.
All of the above.
I'm such a sucker for education.
Been there, done that.
It's kind of exhausting. So even though I'm a licensed healthcare professional, I'm always looking for a more holistic, natural way of taking care of myself.
Yeah, with all that education, you're still just like, yeah, just lick this rock and it's better than anything that's ever happened.
Because with more information that you know, it's just going to start driving you crazy. There's always a more like simple, holistic way of doing something.
Yeah.
Now that we got out of that way, it's time to get a little witchy. And we're going to continue the conversation that we had last week about supporting your immune system. If you are living in the United States, you know that we're in our winter months. So cold season, flu season is wreaking havoc. It's the most important time to really make sure that your immune system is on point. As we discussed last week, your immune system is basically fighting off inflammation because every illness or disease that you've ever had usually can be tracked back to some sort of inflammation somewhere in the body. So we want to keep inflammation down and we want to keep hydration up. We talked about fluid balance last week, dry brushing, and how you can balance your fluids, thus making sure that you have a strong immune system ready to fight anything that comes its way. So in order to keep your hydration game strong, there is one simple thing we need to talk about, which is the sodium gradient.
That old thing.
We're talking about osmosis. We're talking about the sodium gradient. We're talking about the sodium potassium pump.
Salt.
We're talking about salt. To speak of this simplistically, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but the simplistic way to describe the sodium gradient is that water will follow salt. If you have water outside of your cells and you need water inside of your cells, salt kind of paves the way for water to be like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to go. So in order to do this, something very simple, this is where you can get a little witchy and take things into your own hands at home, is by adding just a little bit of salt to your drinking water.
Yeah, I've heard that's good for you. And it's just a tiny bit, right? You don't want to drink salty water.
It's like salting to taste. If you enjoy the taste of salty water, obviously.
Which if you do, you're a psychopath.
Sometimes I will top my water off to where I can taste the salt more than others, but it doesn't have to be to where you can taste it. It's very, very subtle.
A little dab will do you.
A little dab will do you good. And the kind of salt that you put into your water also has some importance to it. I'm not wanting you to put like iodized salt in your water.
Garlic salt.
Not garlic salt either. Thanks. But you're going to want to use Celtic salt. That's the salt that I recommend across all boards to put on top of your food, to put in your water. It has the highest concentration of the minerals that you need. And if you don't have access to Celtic salt, which you can find on Amazon, by the way, we will link it below. Pink Himalayan salt is a great second choice.
That Himalayan pink, bro.
I would just make sure to check your resources. Unfortunately, sometimes pink Himalayan salt isn't actually pink Himalayan salt. Check your packaging, check your sources, make sure it's legit. Just add a little bit of salt to your water. The amount of water that you'll actually need to consume during the day is not as much because you're actually able to contain all of that water in your cells.
Dude, salt is one of the most important things that we've ever like figured out. Salt really like revolutionized like how we not just consume food, but like how we store it, how we prep it. When they say something is worth its weight in salt, like salt was actually used as a currency at one time before gold and before all these precious metals and stuff. Salt was so valuable, so needed in every single family that it was used as money, basically. You can
sense.
Salt is life.
Salt is life, baby. And isn't that, you were talking about it, but isn't basically like the invention of salt and how things were stored with salt? Isn't that how
did we invent
sushi
salt?
was created? Was because of the way salt helped store fish?
Yeah, because seaweed is naturally salty. So sushi was not like it wasn't a fancy food. It was simply just a way of conserving fish. So they would wrap their rice and fish in seaweed in order to keep it edible without refrigeration and stuff, I think.
So interesting. This can also be utilized as a major health hack. If you are somebody who struggles with headaches, chronic headaches, or migraines. Because did you know the brain can't feel pain?
Really?
Your brain doesn't feel any pain at all, which is why they have a lot of times when you have like open brain surgery, people are awake. There's a clip I know of a guy having like open brain surgery and like playing a guitar while he's having brain surgery.
Studying what's happening, right? So that's how they do that.
Because the surgeon can see more of like what's going on, and it's a lot better for them to stay awake during the procedure.
So that's not like crazy anesthesia or anything.
No. Anesthesia doesn't do that, and anesthesia gas will knock you out, puts you to sleep.
So if you can get to the brain without feeling it, you can mess with it
without feeling anything, because think about this, there's no actual pain receptors in your brain. Your brain sends the signal to other pain receptors in other places of your body. So when you're experiencing a headache and when you're experiencing a migraine, your brain isn't what's hurting. It's usually the dura mater, which is the layer just underneath your bone, underneath your skull, that's surrounding and protecting your brain. So usually the dura mater is what you're feeling pain around, and the dura mater stretches and constricts. So most common times when you're experiencing a headache or a migraine, it's because your dura mater is like super constricted. And guess what helps it not be constricted anymore? Hydration. Staying hydrated. So literally, if you add just a little bit of salt to your water, if you are somebody who suffers from headaches, I guarantee you can probably get rid of that Excedrin bottle in your purse or having that like emergency migraine medicine on hand. All you need is a little bit of Celtic salt to be able to sprinkle in your water bottle, and your headaches are going to go away or at least decrease by half. I promise you. Boo! We've reached the end of today's episode. But that never means the adventures do.
No way.
And we're excited to experience the year ahead with all of you.
Let's make it a good one.
Let's make it a great one, guys. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and join the family at the Adventurous Spirit, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss next week's episode.
That's right.
And remember, adventure is out there, so go on and embrace your adventurous spirit. Happy New Year, everybody. We hope you have the best year ever.
We'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.